In this video tutorial, we are going to build the Christmas application that you see on your screen. This is the diagram library for JavaScript, together with a node list view element that holds custom nodes in Christmas-like shapes. The user can drag and drop any node on the diagram area. Tree nodes always remain at the bottom of the Z order, so that any other shape can be placed on top of the tree. We use the online Shape Designer tool to create the custom shapes. Although MindFusion diagram components boast a huge set of predefined node shapes, if you are in search of something special, you should create your own shape. Luckily, the Shape Designer that ships with each component makes this an easy process. The tool has recently been made available online as well. You can use different geometry primitives to create your own shapes. This is how we have created all Christmas shapes that we use in this application. When you are ready with the shape, you can save the library. You can also load previously created libraries in order to edit them. We have created all Christmas shapes from this library with the help of the online Shape Designer. We have used decorations for some of them. Those are geometric shapes that you can color and that stay permanently on the shape no matter what brush and stroke you choose for it. We use decorations on some of the Christmas shapes to make them more appealing. Then we start with an empty folder where we create a blank HTML file. It is truly an empty web page, which will be the basis for our application. We also copy the file with the shape libraries. It is an XML file in its essence. You can rename its extension to XML if you don't want to configure your web server to recognize new file types. We need the scripts for the diagramming library. A good way to get them is to download the trial version from the website and extract the contents. There is a samples folder, and there, in the subdirectory for JavaScript, is a folder called scripts. We can copy it. We edit our web page to list references to all the files in this scripts folder. We also add a reference to a code behind file, where we will write the JavaScript code for our application. Let's create this file. We name it Christmas Diagram. If we get back to the final application, we can see there is the diagram and the node list from where we drag shapes. They both render onto an HTML canvas element, so we need two canvas instances on the web page. We apply the appropriate styling to make the first canvas take a narrow strip to the left of the page. The second canvas takes the rest of the area, next to the first one. The second canvas is for the diagram. We start coding the application with some class mappings. We initialize all classes that we are going to need in order to make the code more easy to read. We also need variables for the node list, for the diagram, and for the shape library. We create the diagram instance in the DOM content loaded method of the web page. We also create the shape library. We need to load the shape file that we've saved from the online Shape Designer. We do this using the load from XML method, but we call it with a method callback. Shape loading is done asynchronously, and we have to do it in the method callback to be sure that the shapes are loaded when we want to access them. We can look at the online documentation, the members of the Shape Library class, and read further information about the Load from XML method. We proceed creating the diagram view and then the node list view. For both of them, we use the DOM elements of the Canvas instances that we placed in the web page. That's why it is important to provide them with an ID. In the Load Library callback, we can cycle through all custom shapes that we have saved in the library and create shape nodes that will use them. You can check the properties of the Shape Node class and see how you can customize the nodes. We add the nodes to the node list and we can test our application. We should have a basic working web app with what we've done so far. Indeed, we do. The shapes appear in the node list, and you can create them with drag and drop. Since these are diagram items, you can move, resize, or connect them. We can identify the shapes through their IDs and fill them with different brushes and strokes. We note something. The Z order of nodes follows the order through which they were created. We want the Christmas tree node to be always at the bottom of the diagram so that the other nodes can appear on top of it. We need to assign a low Z index to the Christmas tree node to make sure it stays at the bottom. We will handle to the node created event and check if the new node is a Christmas tree. If so, we push it to the bottom of the Z order with elements for the current diagram. Let's check the event data for the node created event. It gives us access to the newly created node. So let's change its Z index if necessary. And now, the diagram works as it should. Christmas trees are always drawn beneath all other nodes. So far, so good. Let's change the default shape for the diagram. Instead of the purple rectangle, we want to draw a Christmas tree. We also want to set some default styling. The diagram supports themes and styles. Let's create a new theme and add a style for the shape nodes to it. The Style class supports plenty of properties for customizing the appearance of text, color, and pens for the diagram elements. We also add effects to nodes. Currently, you can choose between arrow and glass effect. The diagram class also offers quite a lot of properties to customize the looks of the diagram. We will use some of them to change the background of the app and apply some customization to diagram elements. The default shape is painted in green now. Let's make it a Christmas tree. In the load library callback, we assign the Christmas tree to the default shape property of the diagram instance. Now, when users create new shapes with mouse drag, those shapes are trees. Our application looks pretty good now. There is one last thing we can do. We can add some styling to diagram links as well. We can make them look like Christmas garlands. Some of the styling can be specified through a style and assigned to the theme property. Some link-specific properties, though, should be assigned to the final link objects. So, we handle the link created event as well. There we get a reference to the newly created link, and we assign some more styling to it as well. Its shape is going to be spline, and it is not going to have any head or base shape. With that done, our application is finished. Let's see how it looks. We draw a tree. We can connect the tree ornaments with links, e.g. garlands. The link control points allow us to arrange nicely the shape and length of the garland. Yes, we really have a nice Christmas app. And that was the end of this video tutorial. If you've made it that far to the video, thank you for watching, and have merry and bright holidays and a healthy and prosperous new year.